a knife stab is like, wow, you literally, that, do you know how attractive that is? Because it's like, wow, you literally was fighting for your life.
They're wives and they just look like so like
meeting someone and then like all of a sudden you're just like hanging around with them every day. Like, how does that even happen?
Live in a hut or a well-framed cabin in the woods with a community of women.
They're looking for a green card, or they're thinking, oh, land of opportunity. Be careful, just the same as the one that you think you're running from. You go overseas and you get the same thing.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe, also smash that notification bell just to be sure you're getting my videos as soon as I release them. Let's hop right into it.
For whatever reason, like if a guy was to lift up his shirt and he shows me like a knife wound, a knife stab, it's like, wow, you literally, that, do you know how attractive that is? Because it's like, wow, you literally was fighting for your life.
Huh?
And you overcome, like, that was a big challenge and you're actually still here. That's an achievement in itself. Like, okay, I see you don't give up. That's good.
Pure evil.
Wow.
As a man, I actually expect you to be able to read my mind. Like, why are you not reading my mind? Why are you not reading in between the lines?
Yeah, so what you're seeing here, it's not a hoax. It's a sample of how most modern women think, right? See, my lady is from over here, from this side of the world. She doesn't think that way. She's very logical. Of course, she expects me to pick up natural things, but does she expect me to be a mind reader? Oh no, she's not expecting me to read her mind. But back home, yeah, it's like that.
I just came to the realization why I'm single.
Okay.
Every guy that I'm like, oh yeah, he's attractive. Okay, this is not supposed to be offensive, but I see their wives and they just look like so like.
Are you single or married?
Lonely. I am so lonely.
You know, like, not like this. Just like, you know, like, I pretend my tattoos are gone.
I have nobody to call my own.
Dude, I look crazy. Like, that's why guys don't want to wife me up.
It's delusional.
And I just come to this realization today. See? I thought these men wanted, like, you know, big, strong, tough girls.
The majority of guys will only value a woman based on her physical attractiveness. That's the only thing they care about. If you're a guy that has had access to a lot of women, then what happens is that you've had that 10 over there that every guy wanted. You've had that really hot girl. You get to a point where you realize that it's actually not that good. It's sometimes a little bit better than picking the hottest girl that you could possibly get to go with a girl who actually makes you feel good, has some other things going for her in her life and personality, maybe on the 1 to 10 scale. This other girl's a 7.5. And so you say, hey, I'm gonna pass on the 10, I'm gonna go for the 7.5. He's a really good person who I actually like to be around and I would actually want to spend my time, because I've had all that.
I don't know. I feel like all of them are like super girly, and all these guys are like, yeah, that's my girl. That's just like housewife stuff. And I'm over here like, I own my own business. I'm covered in tattoos. I'm a little spazzy, but that's okay. We embrace it. But yeah, I don't think any guy's gonna wife me up because they can't take me seriously. And I just realized that.
Nobody loves you.
So this is for the single people. I've been thinking like the last few days, like I can just not imagine ever being with someone ever again. Like, how do you get to that stage of even like meeting someone and then like all of a sudden you're just like hanging around with them every day? Like, how does that even happen?
He married for love.
Like, I don't know whether like I'm just going through like this phase or like this stage of like a breakup, even though it was like months ago, but like I just can't envision it. Like, I just don't think I'm ever going to meet anyone. Like, I'm totally fine being on my own forever, but like, is this a thing? Like, do people still meet people, or are people just going to be single forever now? Like, I just don't get it.
As a childless woman in my early 40s, I'm constantly thinking about my retirement and what that looks like. And it's always the same, no matter what. And it has been since my 30s, which is to live in a hut or a well-framed cabin in the woods with a community of women. And we all just like grow our own food, make our own preserves, read books, fix everything ourselves, have coffee together in the morning, drink wine at night, have a bunch of cats.
You know, I love them.
And dogs and chickens and goats, maybe some horses, pigs, whatever. And then we do really weird right that makes everyone scared to come up to our property and just leaves us alone forever until we all just die in our beds, happy. That sounds like a pretty good retirement.
You can't make this up.
Wow. The state of these women's minds are sad. Why would you be thinking like that early? Why would the other woman feel that there's nothing to relationship? She's like, oh, well, what happens after this? Like, man, the mind state, it's like they're all doomed already. Just wow, let me hop on to the next video.
Your comment is so funny to me. The reason why is because I'm from the islands, and I grew up in the islands, and then later on when my parents moved to the States, I grew up in New York. But when I tell you that the women in the islands are not being taught, especially when they were young, and I can speak for myself, and a lot of them, they're not actually being taught to date, especially the American black men. Sad to say, but they're not. The truth of the matter is they're taught that if they're gonna go date outside of their their country or something like that, make sure you're getting with one that can actually take care of you. Because naturally in their country, if they get married and all those things like that, those men are already expected to provide a home, bills paid, all of those things. Surprisingly, a lot of the women there are housewives. Not necessarily that it's a bad thing or anything.
Yeah, but she's coming from the West Indies. It is like that also. You know, a lot of women there want to come to America and get the bag. You know what she's not realizing? A lot of guys may not go for a woman where you're from. That's why a bunch of guys aren't going to the West Indies to find wives, right? Those women are career-minded. Guys don't want women looking to become a modern woman. That's what she's not understanding. If a guy goes there, don't get me wrong, there'll be some guys that go there. But if he goes there and comes across a woman like that, he's running like she has the plague. Because he feels he has to. Because he needs to. Because why would he avoid that and run to that where you are, where you're from? Right? Nobody's looking to go where you're from. Understand what the man is saying to you. He said, this is why women in the West are not fit to be wives. And I will forever tell men to get passports and find a wife abroad. What that means is if women are like that where you're from, guys will be going where you're from. Simple as that. I mean, understand basic English.
Emotional damage.
Look at what the man said, right? From what you explained in your other video, I'm sure, you were talking about some feminist, I deserve the bag nonsense, which a lot of pastor bros are responding to in comments. And they're saying one or two lines, like this. This is why women in the West are not fit to be wives. And I will forever tell men to get their passports and find a wife abroad. Same thing with me. I choose not to go in you women's comments because you're all going to get that same excuse and then pop into Thailand and the Philippines and think you can have it your way and think you can, compete with the women there. These women are going to Colombia, they're parking in all of these different countries and trying to compete. And it's just something that can't be done because guys aren't looking for it. But let me let her finish.
Anything like that. They are, but they're also very educated. The cream of the crop are educated. Like, there's housewives that are with bachelor and master's degree there because when those men go out there and they get their money, they're looking for cream of the crop. And the cream of the crop women there are educated. And they're stay-at-home moms and they're teaching their kids and they're raising their kids and they're doing all that stuff. And they're even doing businesses and things like that. But they have a supportive man by themselves. So thinking that, I'm going overseas just to get with another woman because, she'll be more submissive.
Growing stronger. Watching us.
The ones that are more likely, and this has nothing to do with the ones that say, okay, I'm in love, or they're in love with you, or things like that. But the ones that more likely are more susceptible.
Okay, so you just made a guy's point. This is not the ones that say I'm in love with you. But then you're trying to, make it okay what you're saying. You're making it okay for the gold diggers types. You're not making it okay for the guy to find love. Why is that? This is not for the ones that love you. Okay, so that's what guys want. That's what guys are leaving for. So why are you going to disregard that?
For you to get are the ones that they're in situations where they just want to get away from their family and they're looking for a green card or they're thinking, land of opportunity. So yeah, I'm going to come over there. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that you're getting, not the cream of the crop. So yeah, they're more likely to say yes to a lot of stuff. A lot of the men overseas, especially in the islands, are not necessarily looking for their women to be so submissive and all this stuff. That's not their stuff. They're strong men. They don't have to. They don't have to do all that stuff. Their stuff is they're actually coming and they're bringing their A game. Most of them don't even approach the girl or her family about marriage unless they're up to their standard or up to par before they even do it. So sad to say that while you think it's so easy to just go over there and go get one, be careful. Just the same as the one that you think you're running from in your own country, you go overseas and you get the same thing.
How do you know? Because I'm big and you're small, and I'm right and you're wrong.
And I gotta say this, she's right, you can bump into that, right? But if a guy's experienced, he's definitely avoiding that, right? Men are not dumb, right? But you know what she has to understand? Guys are going into these countries looking to get away, and they'll stay there. Now, the American dollar there, in a lot of countries, almost most of them, you'll be out there living like you make $200,000 a year, $250,000 a year. You go into these countries, you're in the best areas, right? Top flight security. You know, I had top flight security that was in, I forgot the name of the movie with Ice Cube. Remember when they there? Oh, I'm top flight security in the world.
You are talking to children of the Lord.
That's right.
I want you to know who you talking to, too. Top flight security. Wait a minute, Day-Day, you can't talk to these old ladies like that.
You get top flight security in the world watching you all day. Richest neighborhoods, right? Living like a king. With taking his talents over to another country. Why would a man not try to do that? That's what most guys are trying to do. See, you know what women are not understanding? If you look up the Passport Bro movement, the reason why I started was for guys like me, right? Who traveled to another country because he was making an American income. Right? He worked online or he did something else and took his talents overseas. And with doing that, man, the world is your oyster. And these women have no idea what guys are bringing to the table, because that same guys are bringing 6 figures across seas, right? But these women will never know because they don't take the time to do that research. And it's fine, because guys don't care if they do the research on us. Guys don't care about dealing with them no more. I think other guys need to stop going to these women's comments and responding to them, because really it's pointless. Because guys have realized it's definitely more to life than dealing with women like you. See y'all next video. Peace.
This is the way.
Passport, bro. Cash for no.
So he's coming.